Welcome to Castles to Cauldrons, where every journey starts with a little bit of magic.
Welcome to episode 12 of Castles to Cauldrons. We hope you had a great Christmas and we're happy you're joining us for the new year. I'm here with Rachel and Terry. My name's Jason Davis. Over the Christmas break was released that we have some Disney offers. I'm going to let Rachel talk about those right quick.
So Disney released 2 offers today, January 2nd. There is a broad room discount offer. So these dates are for most nights from May 1st to September 30th of 2025. They're running out in 2 different waves. So the max discount you can get is 30%. And then it drops to 25, 20, and then 15 is the lowest. And then it goes by resort. So depending on what resort you're at, would depend on how much discount percentage you would receive off and how many nights. So the more nights you stay, the higher the discount it is. So the second one is free dining for Disney, which everyone enjoys this offer. The first set of dates is May 27th to June 26th. 2025, and then July 7th to August 6th, 2025. So that late spring, early summer months is what the package is or the offers for. If you stay at a Disney Value Resort or a Disney Moderate Resort, you get a free quick serve dining plan for everyone on the reservation, ages 3 and up. And then if you stay at a Disney Deluxe Resort or a Disney Deluxe Villa Resort, you get the sit down Disney dining plan for everyone on the reservation. You have to have at least a 3-day or longer park hopper ticket in order to get the dining plans for free. I have saved clients thousands of dollars today by applying either the free dining or the room offer package. So
this offer started the day we're recording this, which is January 2nd, and it runs through February 10th. I will state that both of these will save you money, and the agents over at Magical Travel will be glad to look at which one will save you more money. The big thing to remember is that when Disney does free dining, they usually bring the rooms up to a rack rate, and then they give you the free dining. So you might save more money by having the dining package and the 30% discount at a deluxe resort versus going with the free dining option. We're here to make sure we save you the most amount of money we can, and you don't have to worry about all the intricacies of it. It's just we apply what's best, and we'll let you know, hey, we saved you some money. Whether it's free dining or just 30%, you got more money to spend on your vacation.
absolutely.
I do like free dining though, just because it kind of feels good. Walking into the restaurants, like, here's my card.
It makes you feel like like you said, whether it equals out or not, sometimes it does make you feel like you're getting a bonus. A free bonus for your trip that you're going to take anyway.
Yeah, you want to make sure you eat all that steak when you're paying for it. But when it's free, it's like, oh, I'll kind of throw it away a little bit.
And I always try different foods when it's free dining because I feel like I'm not paying for it if I don't like it.
Exactly. Like
So
you said, there.
I am a little bit more adventurous when it comes to eating when it's on free dining.
It's food. I'm fat. I'm going to eat what I like. I might eat a little bit more just to make sure I'm getting everything that free dining is there to offer.
And then the fact that you can get an alcoholic beverage, I like that too.
Yeah. So when we were in Disneyland for our anniversary, Beth usually got a drink or something like that, and the bill always went up a little bit because of it. And it's just like with free dining, oh, that's included now. So,
yeah. You just saved $18 for a cocktail.
It has a glowy, blinky light in it, though, so it makes it worth it.
As long as it's a Buzz Lightyear that just sits there and blinks while I'm drinking my mojito or whatever. So, yeah, contact one of us at Magical Travel, and we'll be glad to see what we can get you for a discount. And then that's a big deal, too, because these free dining offers, they used to be in the fall, and now they've shifted more to the summer periods. So all of June is included, most of July, excluding the 4th of July weekend. It's a hot month, hot time to go, but I kind of think Disney had to push something out there for Epic Universe. They saw some numbers dwindling down. So let's get people in the seats and in the hotel rooms with free food. Talking my language.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can also amend vacations you've already booked when these discounts come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So your agent will do that. Even if you've already booked your vacation, you can contact your agent and say, hey, can you get this discount applied for us?
Well, a lot of the agents just do it automatically without even contacting the client. So for me this morning, I was up at 5:30. I knew the offer was coming. I logged in. It was already up when I was awake. I applied what I could, and then I sent them an email. Usually, sometimes I can get them an upgraded room category, like a water view or a theme park view, and it's actually a little bit less than what they're currently paying without a discount. So, I'll just make that judgment call if I can get them, if their standard room isn't available with discount, but, a theme park view is, and if it's saving them money, I'm going to just save them money either way. So I just kind of I do that automatically. But yeah, that's the perk of having a travel agent with Magical Travel, is that we will automatically apply those discounts when and if they become available. And, even if you've already booked with us, we'll go in and we'll modify that reservation for you.
I was going to say, as someone who's had to be online with Disney when these things have dropped before, can modify a previous thing, because I don't think you can do it online. You actually have to call in. If you're an individual booking online and a thing comes out, I mean, I feel like I was on hold for an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think, when I had to wait on a free dining package as an individual booking just straight through Disney. Yeah. So it would be great to have someone else do that for me and me not have to wake up and do it for myself.
And you're already paying for it, a travel agent, because, we get paid by the supplier and it's already worked into the cost of your trip.
And we're already up doing it. Might as well.
Do it for one. You might as well do it for everybody.
If you decided that you wanted to stay at a value or a moderate and you want more food than the quick service, you can upgrade to the Disney dining package, which is the table service, quick service, and snacks for an additional cost. So you're just paying that difference between the quick service dining and the regular dining package. You can still get the best of both worlds and save some money. You might end up saving a little bit of money on the back end still too. We're going to start this year with New Year's resolutions, like everybody does. We've got 2 categories we're going to go with. We're going to put ourselves in the positions of president of the parks. So in Josh D'Amaro's position, what do we think the parks or the resorts should do this year to make themselves better? I'll start with Rachel.
I think that Walt Disney World, and I'm gonna put Disney Cruise Line in there. I think they need to up their food game. The reason I say that is every sit-down meal that I get, I feel like it's mediocre at best, or like I could cook a better meal than what I'm served. There's a few restaurants that I have to disagree with that statement. Like I love Flying Fish, always had a great meal, and I really like Narcoossee's as well, the Grand Floridian. But like in the parks, it's always like the same stuff. So I don't know if it's like a Cisco thing and, their vendors are getting the food from. I don't know if it's at the capacity they're putting out the food and they don't have the quality there. Quality over quantity or quantity over quality. But I would like to have better meals when I'm inside the park.
I have to agree with you. I feel like we all know that they're not chefs in the back hand creating every meal, and no one is under that.
At some restaurants,
fast casual. Let me put if
House
we were
McRae's
to
doesn't have a chef.
they got teenagers in the back flipping some burgers.
So we know, but like you said, I feel like it might almost be like a distributor issue, like the quality of food they're getting from the distributor. It's the same thing as I love Chili's. Some people think they're too good for Chili's. I love Chili's. It's fast casual, but we know there's not a chef in the back of Chili's creating, a triple dipper, but it still tastes good, fast. It still tastes like good, fast casual. Like it's something I could not make at home, like you said. But like you said, especially the quick service, the pizza at Pinocchio's, things like that. Like you can get a better quality of something you run through the little machine that makes it, heat up, cooks it, whatever. Doesn't cook it, but heat it up. You can, I feel in the same way. Chicken tenders. There's bad chicken tenders. Like chicken tenders are
fries, soggy.
Yeah. I'm a Universal person. Y'all know I love Disney and whatnot, but Universal is my place to go. And Universal has really upped the game with food in the parks. And you can go to pretty much any quick service restaurant and get a different style of meal, whether it's going to Harry Potter or Fast Food Boulevard, even Richter's. You can get something different. But at Disney, it's like every quick service is the same. Chicken feet, burger,
a salad,
salad.
Hot dog.
Salad that's just lettuce and some kind of dressing.
So I don't want to say it's a vendor so much, because if it was a vendor, Universal wouldn't be making good food. You know, and they're in the same situation, right? They have college kids in the back for their quick service stuff, and then when they have like Vivo and Cowfish, NBC Grill, which I'm not a huge fan of, those all have great meals too. But go across the way over to Disney, and like Rachel said, the sit down stuff just doesn't always impress in the parks. And Mythos, you walk into Mythos every time, they're always going to have that sign, the greatest restaurant in theme parks, and they've had it up there since
I know,
at least 2011, because that's as long as I've been going there.
It's just part of the
the
facade of the restaurant now.
It's just a piece of concrete up there. But and I think with Epic coming online, they're going to have even more food. You got the Asian Pacific food that they're opening right outside of Helios. Another Harry Potter. We ate at Super Mario in Hollywood, Toadstool, and that was good food. All mushroom based. I don't like mushrooms, but it's different. So yeah, like I agree with Rachel. They need to upgrade up their food some.
And then I feel like the desserts are all the same. Yeah. Like you get one cake, a snack that's like a cake. They're all like the same. Like they just change the food coloring to make it like Christmas or like, purple for Halloween or something.
The cream on the top.
Right. And like the hard piece of chocolate. Like I just feel like it's just the same ingredients presented in a different way. There's nothing special about it.
Not to be the Universal guy again, but when Universal was open, they were announcing different things. It was always a big joke because Universal's like, hey, we're opening Fast and the Furious. And then Disney was like, hey, we got a new cupcake.
It's good for Instagram.
It is.
But
that's what Disney focus on.
It's frosting on the outside for your picture.
But it's like it's just not worth the calories.
No, and it's a lot of times, like you said, it's not great. It looks great. And I feel like food is such an easy thing that there's a million vendors out there. You're Disney. You can go find the best of the best. It's not the most expensive, but the best within budget. But it's almost like I feel like Disney got lazy. And I don't know if it was COVID or whatever, where they had to make cuts and just kind of kept R&D down or focused it in other directions. But like you said, the food and hospitality, I feel like has taken a big hit. And it's, they just haven't tried anything. And now with Epic coming up, it's now like they're trying to play catch up to still remain Disney up here. But it's like if you would have, gotten a little better each year, you wouldn't have to worry about playing catch up. You would still be Disney and waiting for everyone else to catch up with you.
I mean, they can keep adding color to the churros and give us different color lightsabers. Terry, what's your New Year's resolution for the parks?
My New Year's resolution for the parks is fix this Lightning Lane, Genie Plus, Fast Pass, depending on whenever you got used to it, the wording. Fix this. What is this? No one should have to watch multiple YouTube videos or read multiple things and memorize it to get on rides at Disney World. I mean, it's terrible. I don't know whose idea it is, but it needs to be simplified. It's enough that it costs more. Not only do they overcomplicate it, but it's also more expensive. And a lot of times it's a lot more expensive. So if you just want people to pay more to go on Rise of the Resistance or Tron, then just slap a $20 fee on it and, have that be. But
I'd go so far as saying let it bundle into the tickets, at least for Walt Disney World, because that was the greatest thing happening at Disneyland was I bundled my Lightning Lane with my park ticket, so I didn't have to worry about it once I walked in the park. I can just start making reservations. I didn't have to wake up early to do anything. I just did it. Yeah,
but the difference with Disneyland is that you have to wait until you're actually in the park, whereas now with World, you can do it up to 7 days beforehand.
Can I say I like it better though?
Why? Because it's less planning, you feel like?
I feel like...
No, I agree.
Everybody, whether you're staying... If people who haven't been to Disneyland won't know, but if you're staying on Harbor or you're staying on Disney property, you both have to be in the park before you make that first reservation. You can't do anything before you get in. So that long line is everybody there. We did so much in the first 2 to 3 hours we were there without lightning lanes because everybody was just going in and doing their thing. Versus at Walt Disney World, you've had the day planned out for a week now. And once you get in the park, you already have your, okay, we got to go here, got to go here, got to go here.
Yeah. I have to say, when I was at Land, I definitely noticed the difference of the amount of people that were not on their phones compared to World.
Every time I go to World now and they send the survey afterwards, I'm 100% honest. And I'm like, for a vacation, you want everyone to be on their phone 24/7. And your battery always goes dead. Even if you weren't on your phone doing all the stuff, it just in Disney World, it goes dead. But I don't want to spend my vacation looking at my phone the whole time. And I mean, one time, I guess it was in 2022, we got back and I just went off on the survey. I don't ever do that, but I was like, this entire time I was on my phone looking down. I had a lot fewer pictures that I normally take, of my kids and stuff. And I feel like everything was like nickeled and dimed. It was like you had to pay more for this lightning lane. You had to pay more. And there's surge pricing on everything now. And I was like, this is ridiculous when people have already paid this much to be here. Now they can't even enjoy their vacation because you've got to be on your phone reserving the next thing. Because once you ride this ride, now you get on your phone and go ahead and schedule the next one. And then you need to order your food for lunch, quick service.
I do like mobile ordering, though. That's a game changer. You don't talk smack on mobile ordering. That's a game changer. I'm going to have to stop you there.
I was like so much on the phone. I was like, just let me, either make me be on my phone all day and don't nickel and dime me, or make me pay more in advance, but I have the luxury of not being on my phone all day.
I feel it's what they kind of tried to do with the Premier Pass to answer, Express Pass at Universal. That was their answer to it, which I have to say, I'm not mad at it. I'm a little bit upset that you're outpricing people. But I mean, it's been sold out. So they know
week of Christmas
that people will pay that premium amount.
I will go back and say, I think Disney will end up getting rid of Lightning Lane, Multi-Pass, and Single Pass and just stick to Premier Pass. I think now they've got the data saying people will buy it. We can charge $400 for this, and then we can do an upcharge even more for, let's say, a multi-experience Premier Pass where you can go on unlimited rides like what they do at Universal with Express Pass. And we'll say, hey, if you pay
like a tiered one. Yeah.
So you pay $800, you can ride all the rides as many times as you want, and they would sell out. I would guarantee that you would at least have a week where it's sold out at Christmas because people want to ride Tron 6 times.
Oh, I agree. But I can't ride Tron. I can only ride Tron once with a VIP guide.
Right, but that's VIP.
Which is more than. What I'm saying is that I should be able to ride it more than once with a VIP tour.
But Disney had to do something now with VIP because everybody's having to pay for Lightning Lane, so VIP can't be backdoored like they used to, because now you have people paying for Lightning Lane, so you have to wait in line for Lightning Lane, so they have to put these restrictions on.
But see, if I'm paying for VIP, that's what I feel like I'm paying for. It's like
no, you don't get for another line with a VIP tour. You literally, it's unlimited fast passes.
Yeah,
that's all it really is.
I feel I kind of like you both. I feel like if you mesh what you're saying is that they're going to have to enhance the VIP experience. If people are going to pay this much for the Premier Pass and that much for VIP, then you've got to make VIP that much better. So if I do want to ride Tron 6 times in a row, then
I think
can I ride Tron 6 times in a row or something? I don't know.
I think they'd want to get rid of the popularity of VIP as much, because then they don't have the people thinking they're as entitled as they are because of VIP. I'm not saying that everybody getting VIP feels entitled, but if you can sit there and say, hey, this This over here, you pay $800 for, and let's just say like $800 is the bare minimum, but you pay $800 for this multi-experience Lightning Lane Premier Pass or Unlimited, whatever you want to call it, and VIP cost $900 an hour. The only difference
For 7 hours.
for 7 hours, right? The difference would be that you're getting transportation, private transportation to the parks.
You're
If you
getting
get
some
park
food in
hopper.
there too.
You get food and some snacks.
We already determined the food is mediocre at best. So
Yeah.
It's just snacks though for VIP.
You're
You
getting
don't get.
pretzel or
You're getting
bar.
pretzels, a churro. You're getting like snacks, like we had applesauce and some like Kind bars out back.
Some
Stuff
bottled
like that. You don't get
water.
like a meal. And I have to say, I won't waste my time on a VIP tour doing a sit down or even a quick serve. We're eating snacks for those 7 hours.
They should either dock that onto the end. Like if you were going to do a sit down, like you said, dock that on the end so you're not wasting your time, or not include a sit down, because if you're paying by the hour, who wants to?
Yep. I've never done a. Yep. Mm-mm. I've done quick service, and then we just end up, getting pretzels the next time when we realize quick service still takes about an hour. But no, we'd never really sit down to dine when we have a VIP tour. But I did talk to the VIP tour when I asked them about, like, are they seeing a difference between, people with Premier Pass and people that do a VIP tour? Like, are you worried? And he said it gets the people that just used him out of, as a lightning lane out of the way. He didn't say it in a mean way. It was just like some people just want to use him for just lightning lanes. I have to say, every time I have a VIP tour guide, they are a plethora of knowledge. They will tell you behind the scenes things that you can, I've had wonderful conversations with all of the VIP tour guides that I've been with. But, I think it's actually good, because then you have people that are tying up a VIP that don't want all the bells and whistles of it. They really are using it only for, a fast pass or a lightning lane. So I don't think it's cheapening a VIP tour, because I think it still offers a different experience. Like, you get the transportation, you have the guide. You can't get VIP seating for the fireworks when you have Express Pass.
Yeah, that's in Lightning Lane.
Not Express Pass. I'm sorry, when you have Lightning Lane.
Yeah, Lightning Lane. I would even say Premier Press, whatever we're going to call this thing.
That's the problem. That we don't know what we're talking about.
Premier
Talking
Press
about Jason's extra Premier thing that answers
Doesn't exist
Universal.
yet.
That doesn't exist.
I think that you can sell VIP as something.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you say, okay, you pay $700 an hour for 9 hour minimum, and then you have to pay. You don't have to pay. It is good for you to pay a tip, which could be a couple $100.
Always pay a tip.
I'm 100% on if you're using the service, pay a tip, but it's not required. I'm just saying that out of it's never required, but
Yeah.
you should, because these people are doing they're watching your kids while you ride Everest 16 times.
Oh, they do?
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll stay with a kid while you go ride. They'll push a stroller. Absolutely.
hold your bags.
Yep.
They'll change your
But
diaper.
you don't get that when you just purchase the Premier Pass. You don't get a stroller keeper.
So there's reasons to still do a VIP.
Yeah.
Even if you had an unlimited Lightning Lane Premier Pass, that VIP would still be worth something. Seating for parade, seating for fireworks, pushing the stroller. Even the fact that they're going to ride with your kids, like, oh, I don't necessarily want to ride teacups, so they'll go ride teacups with the kid.
Yep. I've been given ponchos when it starts raining. Yeah.
So I mean, there'll always be VIP. I just think that Disney now has a leg to stand on to get rid of Lightning Lane as we know it and just sell a Premier Pass and an unlimited Premier Pass.
So you're saying like the Premier Pass is like you're not worried about Disney doesn't worry paying someone to escort you to be your Lightning Lane usher, basically, so they can take a couple $100 off or $1,000 off, and you can get all the rides you want without the knowledge. If you're a person who doesn't care about the knowledge and doesn't care about anything like that, you just want to ride rides.
Well, even think about this: Disney's all about the money. So if you can sell the product of a Lightning Lane unlimited Premier Pass for X amount of dollars, you don't have to pay for that VIP person to be at the parks that day. they are making pure profit off of that. So
Right, they don't have to pay that employee.
yeah. So what's the negative for Disney?
The negative for a travel agent is that it's not included in your package.
Which is what I also said. You need to include it in the package.
Yeah.
I said that at the beginning.
You did. You did.
That's my rant on Lightning Lane and how they can fix it, even though that was Terry's resolution.
No, like I said, I think the whole thing is just, I think it's overcomplicated. Like, I feel like it just needs to, like, someone needs to sit in a conference room, a group of people, and just chop and screw it till it's like 4 lines long, and that's all people need to know. I mean, you shouldn't have to understand something like that to go to an amusement park.
Could you imagine how different things would have been if like COVID never happened? Like, would the fast pass system still be in place? Or like, I feel like COVID's the reason why they changed it. So if COVID never happened, how would it be?
COVID was the excuse. They wanted something to do, and they had to bring it down. So like, oh, well, since we had to take it offline, since all the stuff, we're coming back with something new, and it's going to be better experience. Oh, and by the way, we'll make more money.
I don't know. I just was curious how it would look if it never happened.
I think we'd eventually have gotten something paid, because Paris had already introduced the paid system before COVID, and Disney at that time had already started their purchase of fully owning Paris by then, if I remember right. I think Paris was the test zone to moving this way. And that you're doing over in Disneyland too, Max Pass was pre-COVID.
True.
So you had that paid option out there. And I paid for it. Every time I went to Disneyland, I paid for it. Never complained. But they also kept standard paper fast pass. So you actually had to run from Radiator Springs to Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's a small world. You had to go to these places to get it if you didn't want to pay.
I loved having that actual ticket of a fast pass and like gifting it to someone. I remember doing that in like the early 2000s. Like my mom would be like, "Here, we got this for Space Mountain. We're leaving." And like they would, and it was great. You made someone's day because it was so easily transferable like that.
And now if you don't use it, you waste it and you can't use it again. Like this is one ride only.
Yeah.
I do agree with Terry though, obviously.
Yeah.
Revamp Lightning Lane. My resolution would be on the hotel side of stuff for Walt Disney World. We've been seeing an increase of DVC being built, and it's been a while since we've seen anything of a value of a moderate new hotel built. We've seen Coronado get the tower, the Destino Tower, but the last value resort was Art of Animation, which was 2012. The last moderate resort, like I said, was Destino Tower, and it wasn't really a new resort. It's just an addition to the resort. And that was here in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah. And then the Riviera was 2019.
Riviera is deluxe, though.
Yeah.
So that's to my point of we haven't gotten investment into moderate. And we just had the Polynesian DVC Tower open last 2 weeks. They've announced the Lakeside Lodge that's going over there where Reflections was supposed to be on Bay Lake. Why can't we get a more moderate or value resort built on the side of stuff where it's a little bit cheaper, kind of like an all-star price point, but not dedicated to those type of those families, those people, because that all-star is very much a high school marching band, teams, cheers. That's where they go and stay. So give us something that's on the same price point, but for more family friendly without schools.
Would you want it to be themed or like less themed?
I would want it themed. I will even add on to that. Disney needs to go back into their hotels and retheme them to what they're supposed to look like.
Like more Disney,
Disney.
More classic Disney.
Yeah, none of this linoleum wood, white sheets or anything like that. I want you to walk in and know that I'm in a Disney hotel room and not in a Holiday Inn that just happens to be on Disney property.
You want to be in that bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm paying the Disney premium for it. I should be immersed into a Disney. And I'll go back on like contemporary, because the Incredibles are not contemporary. Pull that out, make it more contemporary feeling, where it has that retro vibe. Maybe I like what Polly did. Moana's in there. It feels Disney,
that fit.
but make it still feel Disney.
I agree with you, because what I was thinking was, we just came off the conversation of the Premier Pass and Lightning Lanes costing so much, in addition to the price of your vacation, and or the VIP things, and and then you just pointed out that they're only really investing into deluxe or DVC towers. So it's almost like they're not investing in like an average American family. They're investing in people who are above average. And is that going to be their new kind of point they're reaching for? Or are they missing the mark, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, should they go back to say, hey, like, this is a vacation. Like, people don't usually earmark $15,000 for a vacation. So why are we going to make everything luxury or premier? Or
I feel like they could fill one room for the price of 2 rooms and then have less people in the parks.
Yes.
So I think it's like one family makes just as, it brings in just as much money as 2 families would at a value. So I think it's that obviously there's some type of equation in that. But I have to agree. I do think that they need another value or another moderate resort that's around that $200 price point range. I don't know where they would put it. I don't even know if I would want it as big as the All-Stars or Pop, how large and expansive those resorts are. Maybe half that size I would be okay with. But I do think that they need some type of, other accommodations that, appeals more to the masses.
Well, you look at, I'm going to be that Universal guy again. Look at what they've built here recently. It's all been very much on the budget friendly.
Right.
Stuff. So
yeah, you had Endless Summers.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love the Endless Summer, the 2-bedroom suites.
Yeah.
Perfect for families, and they're affordable.
Yeah. You're talking starting at $110 a night for a 2-bedroom. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I mean, we use this 2 bedrooms really loose. It's a one closed off.
It's like a one, yeah.
And then you have 2 queen beds in the living area with a picnic table. But it still sleeps 6 people.
For privacy.
Yeah. The parents
we saw their privacy. Yeah. My kids had their own space. Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty. You don't find that really affordably at Disney a lot.
And then if you want to stay at just a regular room there, it's like $99 a night. Mm-hmm. So, and that's starting price. So as the, Christmas holidays week and 4th of July, you're going to pay a little bit more for it. But they're affordable because they know people aren't looking to stay in a super nice hotel all the time. They're just looking to stay somewhere to sleep, take a shower, and then go into the parks the next day. So, and those are themed. They're not overly themed. You get the feel of being on I haven't stayed in dockside. I've only stayed surfside. But you have that nice feel of being on the beach when you walk in, and the feel in the room is that. And Cabana Bay is the same way with their 50s vibe. It needs some help. They haven't refurbished the things, and
the carpet skeeves me out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand why the linoleum is in the rooms. Like, it's not as bad as carpet, with stains and whatever.
It's easy to clean.
Yeah. Mm. But Cabana Bay is still the same price point it was when it opened. I think the year before Art of Animation opened. So I want to say it was 2011, 2010 when that opened. And you're not seeing much of a fluctuation. And Disney just, if you want to stay anywhere in the $100 range at Disney, it's the campsites.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you know that the most VIP tours are picked up at Pop Century? Yes. Because people will splurge on the experience over the accommodation.
Sacrifice the accommodations.
Yep.
Experience.
So if we combined all 3 of ours, a new value resort that's really well themed with really good food.
Yeah.
And you introduce a lightning lane element that's out of price range for a lot of people. that's easy to use,
Yeah.
they'll stay there and they'll pay
Right.
for the lightning lane and they'll eat the food.
Yep. I like it.
Rachel brings up a really good point. Like, is Disney trying to use exclusivity to reduce the number of people in the parks? Like pricing exclusivity, which, I mean, I feel like if you're the park for children, then that's when people have small children, when they have the least amount of money, because
They have small children. They're buying diapers.
I don't know what the children do, but they just eat it up. It just disappears as soon as it's in the bank account. So it's like, are they, I mean, to me, okay, this was my first thought when I said, they're building fancy new, like you said, they're not themed. They're more aesthetic looking places. Is like they're very influencer friendly. Like they're pretty to take pictures at. They're pretty to post that. Who wants to post a picture in front of the bowling pin at Pop Century versus who wants to post something, from the new tower at Polynesian or Riviera or something, where you look like you're on a beach, you're actually on a resort and not at Disney World. But is that their market? Are they going to, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of taken away from some of the Disney magic if you say we're going to price ourselves out of the family range.
Well, the EVC is only there to sell once a year trips. Like that's how they market it, is go on your dream vacation once a year for 50 years. Isn't that the contract?
It's contracts 50 years, yeah.
So,
and no tickets.
Yeah, no tickets. And you can get an annual pass now. There's one annual pass that's exclusive for DVC. I can't remember. I think it's the Sorcerer. But you sit there and you're paying, I know it's over $100 a point at this. I think it's like $120, $130 a point, depending on what resort it is. You're taking out a second mortgage.
Yeah.
To go to Disney for 50 years. You got to pay, even if you pay up front, if you've got the money to pay up front for this thing, you need, let's say,
your monthly dues.
Yearly dues.
Oh, yearly.
Yeah. I think you can split them down to monthly, but I know it's a yearly due. And those range. When we were part of DVC, we paid $400 a year for it.
Oh, that's cheap. I think it's over 1,000 now.
Yeah, that was 2015. We got out pretty fast because we only had 100 points. We made the most of it, but they're like, you'll never want to stay anything but deluxe after this. And we were still staying Pop Century the next month because we'd use 100 points real fast and then still want to get our Disney fix. But we didn't want to take out another loan to be DVC. And that's their market now. That's who they're aiming for. Take this once in a lifetime trip. You pay us and we'll upkeep the hotel for you. And we don't have to do nearly as much work because the housekeepers don't visit but twice a trip, depending on how long.
Every 3 days.
Yeah. So you don't have to come in your room every day. So less staff, once again. The rooms, yes, are nice, but you can cook your own food if you want to, if you get a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom.
The food stinks.
From people I talk to that aren't Disney enthusiasts, I will say these are questions that they do have. It's like, if I can go here for this much and go for this much, why am I going to pound the pavement every day of my vacation? That does not sound like much of a vacation. My kids like Disney, but it's not at a,
There was a report last year about how many people are going into debt for going to Disney now. And it comes down to the hotel rooms. It comes down to the food. It comes down to Lightning Lane because it's being nickel and dime. So Disney is looking at those families that are willing to go into debt, spending $15,000 to $20,000 on their once in a lifetime trip.
Which is predatory.
Yeah, they don't care though because they've got your money for that one trip. They know your kids will want to come back, so they're going to egg you on, egg you out, and egg you on. Some will resist, some won't. So you'll end up doing maybe another trip. Maybe it won't be 15 to 20,000. Maybe it'll be 5 to 10,000. But it's still money they have coming in. So they don't care about what we do on the end. They just got the money,
which doesn't come off as predatory. To use the word, if you feel like you're getting a value for that money. If you feel like, wow, I had fun with my kids on this trip. We built so many memories. this was a great time, but instead it's, I had to pay $40 per person per day for lightning lanes every day we were there. And
But
then
you got free dining.
yeah. And then all this other crap. And you're like, wait, but I was on my phone the whole time. I did not have fun with my kids because I was so stressed out about getting the next lightning lane. And
I don't remember taking that picture. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember this interaction because the box that they got over here with Mickey that's taking pictures does such a horrible job. I was trying to take my own video and picture because they wanted to keep and not get rid of their photo pass people.
And then we all know husbands are focused on food. So when your husband's complaining about how the food is all week, when he's like, I can't even enjoy the food, I feel like they kind of lost the plot on what Disney World. We all know Disney World's never going to be cheap. And it's never going to be perfect. I
think Disney's going to have a point here this year where they start seeing what Epic does, what Universal's doing, and they're going to have to write their course on how stuff is done, and because people will realize how simple a Universal trip is.
Yeah.
And I don't have to make my reservations 60 days ahead of time to go eat at this very popular restaurant. I can just walk up and most likely get a reservation, or I can be seated in 20 minutes. I can get the express pass for free in my deluxe room.
I literally just had this conversation with a client who's doing a split stay.
I was going to say, I don't know why Disney hasn't done the deluxe resort.
Too many people.
Lightning lane, some benefit to staying there besides you're close to the Magic Kingdom.
Goes back to they've built way too many deluxe rooms, so they have too many deluxe people staying there. And as soon as they bring in that many people into the 4 parks that have free Lightning Lane or free Lightning Lane Premier Pass, Lightning Lane waits will go skyrocketing because everybody will spend the money to do that now, because they're not going to spend the money to stay at Pop Century and then spend the extra money for Lightning Lane. Which Universal, their wait times are pretty solid. You don't have to stay at one of the top 3. You can stay at Endless Summer and still wait in line for 40 minutes, and you're going to get in the ride in 30.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's very reasonable.
What was your bonus?
I want Disney's New Year's resolution to be, for 5 to 10 years, no movies that use IP from a previous movie.
Good luck.
Like
with
the Pasta, that's like the live action of whatever. And I'm just ready. It's something new. Something's got to happen. So I don't know.
In the next 2 years, we have Lilo and Stitch, Snow White, and Moana. I
don't know. I just feel like that's also a reason why things maybe feel stale sometimes, is because I think they think it's a nostalgia play when it's not coming off as that, because like my kids don't want to see the new Mufasa movie. They didn't really like the live action Lion King movie. They loved the cartoon. But once they said that, and this is kids, so I know it's hard, but once they realized they weren't real lions talking, like they weren't making real lions' mouths move like they were talking, that it was all basically still CGI, they're like, oh, well, this is not, the same thing. So I just wish they were, and I know like a concept like Frozen is lightning in a bottle, because that was so big when it came out and it was so new, but in Moana for the same thing, it's just, I'm so tired of the remakes and the sequels.
Well, that's the thing that works. So, it makes the money. They're going to keep going on that as long as it's making the money.
Really, I think in my childhood, and like Little Mermaid came out, and Lion King came out, and Aladdin came out, and Tarzan came out, which were not new stories, but Disney took older stories that we didn't know and brought them to life. So they were new to us. So, that was a good run of, or Pocahontas, a good run of movies. And like now it's just like, here we go again.
Well, that was all Jeffrey Katzenberger. That's what he did. And that, Eisner pushed for the animation to be better and got great people in the studios to do it. And they didn't focus so much on live action. They focused on animation. So
I'm gonna
I don't
in the
think we,
retirement like Toy Story 47 go.
Toy
I mean,
Story 47.
and you'll,
Feeding the dead horse here.
when we have what was John Lasseter was in charge of Pixar and Disney Animation, he was going back and forth. Like, you should see what they're working on over here at Disney that's showing Frozen stuff, and then walk over to Disney Animation and go, hey, look at this stuff they're working on at Pixar. So it was a real internal fight to see what they could do and how to make stuff better, and
They wanted
them.
to.
Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily original stories all the time. Pixar was more original stories than what Disney Animation was, but you still had great movies being pumped out. I'll throw a bonus in, and if Rachel wants to, she can. But it's on the lines of Terry. Stop using IP in the parks, taking a risk on original rides and attractions. Give us something like Mystic Manor in Hong Kong. You know, let the Imagineers bring us something that's nice and that's fun. We don't have to have all this IP driven rides just because you want kids to be on these rides. Figment selling. You have lines out the yin yang for a Figment popcorn bucket.
I have 2.
Yeah. Figment's not in a movie. I know they've talked about it, but he's not in a movie. You have fans that love Figment. So go out on a limb, create a brand new ride based off of absolutely nothing but an idea. And it will do good. I guarantee if you do it right.
Will come from the ride later on. You know, maybe there's a concept there that will develop that is
Pirates
new.
of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Haunted Mansion has 2 movies, 2 bad movies that were made after it.
It's like, oh,
The
Eddie Murphy one?
The Eddie Murphy one was horrible. And then the Jamie Lee Curtis one was a little bit better, but not like a whole lot better. She played Madame Leota.
Oh.
But they're even still talking about doing more Pirates of the Caribbeans on top of it. So it's like, those are original.
That's going to be like Pirates of the Caribbean 46.
exactly. Like just something new. I don't know. Like I feel like our kids are almost missing out on like the fun things that we remember from our childhoods. Like
my daughter doesn't even want to watch some of the Disney movies because of how they're just not good anymore. She like was watching Pinocchio and she's like, yeah, this isn't good.
We
turned Pinocchio off.
The live action remake?
Yeah, she turned it off. And then she won't watch Little Mermaid live action.
The Little Mermaid one wasn't horrible. Like I didn't hate it, but I also didn't like it. But it's not bad.
I don't know. I just feel like they have such an arsenal of great songs, classic characters. Like as someone that grew up watching those iconic movies on VHS, I feel like they should tap into that market. Use the old stuff.
I think that's what they try to do. They're trying to play off our nostalgia of these 90s movies, and even to that sake of the movies we watched on VHS, the Snow Whites, Cinderella, stuff like that. They want that to be like, hey, I watched that growing up. Maybe my kid wants to watch this Aladdin with Will Smith as Genie. It's like, but it's not as good. Like if you if you made it as good,
prefer the old Aladdin to like the new one.
Yeah.
Even though the new one's new, they still prefer the old animation.
Right.
I wish they'd bring back 2D. So bad.
I think they're. Sometimes I think the live action goes over kids' heads. Some like they're expecting more,
it's not as magical because they think it's like, oh well, he's a real person, so he can't actually do that. Whereas like a kid, it's like a cartoon. You're just like in that, that magical. They can do whatever. They could float. It doesn't matter.
Like Cinderella, the remake of Cinderella, I'll actually say was one of our favorites that they've done because it brought enough new story to the movie that they had without overcomplicating it. And I think that's the problem is you're taking a 60, 70 minute animated movie, and you're trying to make it into 2 hours, and it just doesn't work. You're putting way too much stuff in there that it's like, okay, yeah, the Brothers Grimm stories probably could be made into that, but are you really going to show the stepsisters sawing their feet off to fit into the slipper? Because that's what's in the book. That's not Disney though.
No. I don't know. I think they're overthinking it.
Way.
Just like you said, bring back the animation, bring back original ideas. It doesn't have to be over the top. Great songs. Like me and my best friend, we had the Disney sing along VHSs growing up at our house. And me and my best friend would wear those out. I know my mom was probably going to blow her head off. I don't know.
Let's go on to our second New Year's resolution topic. When that's going to be more personal to us, that's our personal resolutions for travel or Walt Disney World, whatever we want, just pertaining to this line of podcast type stuff. Terry, let's go with you first.
Oh dear. I did not prepare for this one, honestly, because I was
Neither did I.
So much. So I will say my resolution is not only to book more trips, but it's to go on more trips. So I think the best way to sell trips or vacations or experiences is if you go. Because like I've never been to Universal, so I'm quoting one now for a friend, and it's hard for me. Like I think I texted Jason the other day and the group about questions about hotels she wanted to stay in and things like that. So if you've never been, it's hard to give your personal opinion and advice. So my resolution is to book more and to travel more. You
want to do more travel outside of just Disney stuff. You're going to try to do a little bit more of like Universal, maybe some
any kind of travel
or something like that.
Sandals, Universal, anywhere. Just get out more and experience more to be able to offer more.
And you've done sandals before, right?
Mm-hmm. I love sandals.
I like flip flops.
Yeah.
Dad joke.
Yep, there you go. Do you have like a one place that you'd really like to go? Like, is that like, do you have a bucket list for this year?
Personally, this depends. If I'm taking my kids, it would be Epic Universe. Just theme park, Harry Potter, all the fun stuff. If it's just my husband and I and we can relax, it would be any island, anywhere, warm, white sandy beaches, clear blue water.
Drinking a hand, always.
All inclusive, always. It's the only way to travel that way. That way, once you step off the plane, you're good to go. You paid for your vacation. There's nothing else to worry about. So,
I like that you divided it to this is for family and then this is couple. Like,
well, my kids. My youngest doesn't swim well yet, so I've always said I would not go Caribbean until I could go and relax with him and not worry about him drowning the whole time.
Rachel, what's your personal travel thing?
So I'm going to have to go with Terry, and I really want to do other destinations that I've never been or other cruises or suppliers that I've never traveled with. So, and then also my husband and I want to take 2 adult trips per year and then 2 family trips per year. So to go off what Terry says about, the kids or adults, we're making it a point this year to do 2 and 2. So in next month, I'm going to be at Sandals, Holliston Beach, in St. Lucia. I've never been to St. Lucia, so I'm excited to that. I'm going to try the butler service at Sandals. I'm going to go on a Norwegian cruise. Yeah, so I want to try different suppliers. So I'm going to Sandals and then in St. Lucia, and then I'm going to go on a Norwegian cruise, which I've never been on a Norwegian before, so I'm excited to do that. But I still need to get my kids somewhere because they're the 2 adult onlys for my husband and I. So we wanted to take them to Sandals or a beaches resort because I think my kids would love an all-inclusive and just sit. They love a pool and they love the beach. So I would love to take them to a all-inclusive resort. But yeah, that's mine, just to travel different places that I haven't been to.
A lot of people I know have taken their kids to Turks and Caicos, the beaches there. Mm-hmm. I love that one.
It's the biggest beaches.
I think it's good reviews.
Yeah, I've been there. So I have been there, just not with my kids. I know.
Look.
That was the first beach or Sandals or beaches resorts that I've been to. And I have to say I loved it. I would love to go with the kids there.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I don't really have a huge desire to go to Sandals? Like if if the opportunity arose, I'd go.
But you won't pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's wrong with that.
Like, because I'm not a beach person. So,
Yeah,
I
that's
said
why.
men are beach people. You know what I'm saying? Like they want like more rugged things. I feel like
so
No, my husband will sit at the pool all day.
yeah.
I can be at the pool or something. I just don't like the beach atmosphere.
So, besides a theme park, what type of vacation would you be interested in?
There's other ones.
Like, would you do like a ABD or like a Nat Geo?
Yeah, I would do an ABD or Nat Geo, something like that. Like
Yellowstone?
So yeah, Yellowstone. I know that's rugged type stuff, but where it's learning, I'm a nerd, but not overly learning. It's a resolution for me. Along that line, I do want to do different travel. I've never been to Vegas. I would like to try to go out there for what is it, Halloween Horror Nights that they're doing out there, Horrors Unleash.
I don't know. Vegas is kind of crazy. Not on Halloween. I cannot imagine horrors.
Well, it's the new Universal Park or attraction they're doing over there near Area 15, I think is what it's called. So I want to kind of go out there and experience that. Me and Beth had never been there. We went to Biloxi, so we've kind of got a taste for what it could be on a very small scale and not as crazy. Obviously, we're going to Alaska, so being able to go to Vancouver for a little bit and experiencing that. But trying to get to a big city or something where I like that type of stuff. New York City, maybe. I don't think we can make it this year, but doing something where it's different, but just not attached to a theme park so much.
Yeah.
And to get everybody HHN.
I told you I'm down.
So that's going to do it for us today on Castles to Cauldrons. We thank you for joining us. Next episode, we're going to have Magical Travels founder, Denise, on to talk about river cruising in Europe. Something I've never done. I don't think Terry's done it. Rachel, have you done that?
No, I have not done that. So I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
She's done a lot, so we get to hear all about it and her excitement for it. And we're glad to finally get to have her on after all this time. If you want to get a hold of any of us, you can go to www.magicaltravel.com, and we will be glad to give you a no obligation quote on any type of vacation you would like to look at. And until the next time, we will see you later.